Regaining focus, Stoic strategies for overcoming distractions. Welcome to the fourth episode of Calm in the Chaos. In this episode, we'll be focusing on a challenge that many of us face, but particularly those with ADHD, lack of concentration. Whether it's the constant flow of distractions, the struggle to stay on task, or the feeling of your mind constantly jumping from one thing to another, staying focused can be incredibly difficult. But Stoic philosophy offers a powerful framework for regaining control over our attention and finding calm amid the chaos of our thoughts. Today, we will explore how we can use Stoic principles to sharpen our concentration, manage distractions, and cultivate the ability to stay present. I'll share practical examples, Stoic wisdom, and exercises that will help you develop a stronger sense of focus, even when everything around you seems to demand your attention. Part 1. Understanding the struggle with focus. For many people, maintaining concentration is a daily challenge. With ADHD, it's even more pronounced. Your brain can feel like it's pulled in 1,000 different directions at once, and your attention span might feel too short to get anything done. At its core, the challenge of focus is not just about what we're trying to concentrate on. It's about how we manage distractions. External distractions, like noise, technology, or interruptions, are easier to recognize. However, internal distractions, such as restless thoughts, anxiety, or even self-doubt, are often more insidious and harder to control. So how does Stoicism help with this? Stoics recognize that external events and distractions are beyond our control, but we can control how we respond to them. They emphasize the importance of internal discipline, of learning to master our minds and direct our attention intentionally. Part 2. Stoic philosophy and focus. Stoicism teaches us that the mind is a tool we can sharpen through practice and discipline. While we can't always control the events around us, we have the power to control our reactions, our thoughts, and our actions. Let's dive into some of the key Stoic teachings that can help us improve our focus. The power of the present moment. One of the central tenets of Stoicism is the idea of living in accordance with nature, focusing on what is within our control and accepting what isn't. For the Stoics, the present moment was everything. Marcus Aurelius, in his Meditations, often reminded himself to focus on the task at hand and not be distracted by the past or future. By grounding ourselves in the present moment, we can reduce the mental clutter that distracts us. Example: if you're working on a task and find your mind wandering, pause for a moment. Remind yourself that the present moment is all that matters. What you're doing right now is your responsibility, and by focusing on it, you're practicing self-mastery. Shift your awareness back to the task and embrace it fully. Understanding what we can control. A key Stoic idea is distinguishing between what we can and cannot control. Distractions, whether they're external or internal, are often things we can't control, but how we respond to them is completely within our power. For example, you may not be able to control the noise around you, but you can control whether you allow that noise to derail your concentration. Example: if you're working in a noisy environment, you can't change the noise, but you can decide how to react. You might choose to move to a quieter space, use noise-canceling headphones, or focus on your task despite the distractions. This Stoic approach helps reduce frustration and puts the focus back on your ability to choose your reaction. Discipline and the cultivation of good habits. In Stoic philosophy, discipline is essential for a peaceful and productive life. Epictetus famously said, "Wealth consists not in having great possessions, but in having few wants." Similarly, focus is not about having an endless number of tasks to complete. It's about being disciplined enough to commit fully to the few tasks that matter most. By forming habits of focus, we cultivate the ability to concentrate over time. Example: to cultivate focus, start with small, manageable tasks. Set clear intentions before starting each task, and commit to finishing it without distractions. Over time, this practice builds mental discipline and strengthens your ability to stay focused. Part 3. Practical Stoic exercises to improve focus. Mindfulness and present moment awareness. Stoics practiced mindfulness, not as a modern technique, but as a way to stay fully aware of their actions and thoughts in the present. Try setting aside time each day to practice mindfulness. As you work on a task, consciously direct your attention to it and nothing else. When your mind begins to wander, gently bring it back to the task at hand. This is an exercise in both focus and discipline. The Dichotomy of Control. Whenever you feel distracted, remind yourself of the dichotomy of control. This Stoic exercise is a way of separating what you can control from what you cannot. Write down the distractions that are pulling at your attention and categorize them into two groups: things you can control and things you cannot. For example, you can control how much time you spend on social media, but you can't control the notifications that pop up on your phone. Once you've identified what's within your control, take action to minimize the distractions you can control and accept those you cannot with equanimity. Time blocking and single tasking. Another Stoic practice involves focusing on one task at a time. Try setting aside specific blocks of time for single tasking, where you commit to focusing on one project or task without switching to other activities. By breaking down your day into focused time blocks, you give your mind a chance to fully engage in the task at hand, rather than jumping between different things. Daily reflection. Before bed, take a few moments to reflect on your day. In Stoic philosophy, reflection is a key practice for growth. Think about the moments where you were able to stay focused and those where you struggled. Ask yourself what you could do better tomorrow. By continuously reflecting on your focus and concentration, you make it easier to improve. Lack of focus can feel like a constant battle, but Stoic philosophy offers powerful tools to help us regain control over our attention. By living in the present moment, understanding what we can control, and practicing discipline, we can sharpen our concentration and reduce distractions. Remember, focus is a skill, and like any skill, it improves with practice and persistence. Thank you for joining me in this episode of Calm in the Chaos. I hope these Stoic strategies help you manage distractions and cultivate a deeper sense of focus. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more episodes on how to apply Stoic philosophy to the challenges of ADHD and life in general. I'll see you in the next episode.